Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. I don't know if you guys can hear me. You guys stuck through that blip, that drop. So irritating. So irritating whenever that happens. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for being patient. I'm going to sit here for a minute and yeah, me clicking. It's like whenever I restart the computer, I basically had to restart the entire computer, and when that happens, I basically tell it to reboot every program and launch it right away. So you guys probably come back live as I'm still uh, clicking around trying to fix this, make it work. My computer load was literally at like 3%. CPU at 3% load, and it's still just like completely bogged down. It like literally just dropped completely. That's super fun. Super fun, super fun. So what are you guys chatting about? I'm going to look at your comments and chat with you for a minute before I get back into what we're talking about with XRP being in a price decline and why it's okay, etc., 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 etc. So what are you guys chatting about when I dropped off? When I dropped off, John Pierce, what are you talking to? Adios Panda, rest in peace, rip. What time is Cobb on? You have to wait much longer. You have to wait a long time for that. Cheers. You need a better internet connection? That's not it, bro. That's not it at all. Okay, we're going back with the camera. We're going camera live. That's not it. It's not the internet connection. Okay? I got Google Fiber. It's really good. It's not the internet. It's probably all the streaming software. It's probably me trying to screen capture and video feed and all the other nonsense and like 1,200 tabs open. Probably that. That's probably what did it. Putting all that stuff together. The longer you wait for something, the more you'll appreciate it when you get it. XRP NYSE base currency. I agree. Yeah, Kung Fu needs more donations to get a better internet connection. That actually is true. If you want to consider that, then yes, I do need a better internet connection. Whoa, what's up? We're back. Win Bicycle. Came here for my food addiction. If it hits $300, I'm buying an island. Imagine if it actually hit 589 this year. I think it has no chance, but I just hope it gets near $10. Just imagine if in 6 months we are millionaires. That's a great, you know what? We're waiting for people to trickle back in the room. We're waiting for people to get back after our real hard reset. Good morning, good day. It's Tuesday. XRP's down in the red inside the top 8 cryptos. XRP's the only thing in the red. What's happening? Bob says, just imagine in 6 months if we're all millionaires. This is a great point. This is something I actually wanted to talk to you guys about today. I was up early doing some early morning scrolling. I was literally in the office, should have been working, scrolling a little bit on some funny blogs. I came across this one that's like famous people that are completely broke now. And it was interesting. I didn't know Abe Lincoln was broke most of his life. Ronda Rousey, she's broke now. Busta Rhymes, broke. There's a couple people that you're like, whoa, really? Like real broke, not just like poor, but like they owe millions of dollars to the IRS. This is something I see happen a lot. It's something I've seen a couple 30 on 30 or whatever videos, and in reality, it's really crazy to see this happen to people. They literally have so much money coming in that they think they're going to have this much money coming in forever. They end up spending, spending more than they're making, and that comes to bite them. It comes up to bite them. So potentially, what does that mean? Like this whole list of people that were multimillionaires that didn't manage their funds. I mean, Ivan Anderson, one of the highest paid NBA players of all time, broke. So you could be millionaire. We could all be millionaires in 6 months, but how are we going to not be broke in 2 years? How are we going to not be broke in 2 years? So part of, no matter how much money you have coming in, there's a degree of managing your finances and managing your expenses. And I talked about this yesterday for a minute. I said, if you have problems now and you think they're going to go away when you have $1 million, they're not. They're going to get worse. Okay? Any problems you have now, they're not going to go away just because you have $1 million. Okay? So in reality, I love this video I love this documentary. I've seen like 30 on 30 or going 30 for 30 about the players that went broke because no one taught them how to invest. No one taught them how to balance a checkbook and how to manage their money and how to not spend it on frivolous things. So no matter how much money you make from this gold rush, no matter how much money you make from this gold rush, and pause there, everyone who made a bunch of money in the gold rush wasn't people digging for gold. It was the people selling the shovels. You hear me? The people who made the most in the gold rush did not dig for gold. They sold shovels. So who's selling shovels? That's the question. So reality, like you could be a millionaire in 6 months, but can you manage your finances? Can you manage your money? Can you take care of your expenses and balance your checkbook? Do not start spending more money than you have. Do not start spending money that you don't have yet. And I see this happen a lot. Like I know some of you guys are, emerging YouTubers. Some of you guys have maybe been developing a content for a while. There's a reality to managing your your expectations for your continual inflow. Like you think you're always going to be making $1 million a year as a pro NBA player, and then you tear your knee and then you can't play anymore. Like maybe you get used to having a bunch of attention and you're like, oh, I love my YouTube. It's so great. Everyone's excited to pay attention to me. And then all of a sudden you have a dip. Like maybe people aren't watching you for a month. You see some numbers drop. All of a sudden you panic. There's a whole lot of things that you could look into and realize that like potentially, your problems aren't just all solved when you have $1 million, right? You could be thinking like, I'll make $1 million and everything will be fine. But maybe it won't. Maybe you got to fix some things now. Whatever you're dealing with, maybe you can fix some things now. So in reality, what are we talking about? What were we talking about a second ago before we lost our live stream? What happened? What were we talking about? We were literally talking about XRP being in the red, and everyone was like thinking this wasn't going to happen, and I was saying it was. I was saying last month SBI is going to go live. People are going to be wondering why the price is not skyrocketing, and you can even see the volume disappeared today. Apparently, the volume disappeared from one of the APIs. That's because they're not putting it out there. I think that there was a Twitter bot that someone was talking about. It reporting in missed data. It was inaccurately reporting. I think Weiss Wind said on Twitter, hey, this is not reporting the right amount of data. There's an error in this Twitter bot report. So there's a lot of things that just like going back to this accepting XRP. Everyone's really excited about accepting XRP for this Bitcoin store, but it's such a short moment. This is such a moment in time. This is an interim in time. Don't even pay attention to it. Don't even pay attention to it at all. I mean, yeah, XRP is down 3% and everything else is in the green. Yeah, they're saying the Bitcoin Superstore is going to cover XRP, but look at this Superstore. Like, who's going to use this in a year? That's pretty much where we are. It's not the best analogy, but I'm using this as an analogy that we're in this weird interim period where people think something maybe makes sense right now, and it really won't. It really won't in a year. Looking at also this article. Nope, not that article. Nope, not that article. Don't worry. I will find this article that I want to find. It is pertinent. Oh, here we go. So, this is where we are. This is on Forbes. These yahoos on Forbes posted this article today. Who killed Satoshi Nakamoto? These yahoos, good example. This is a great example of why XRP is hurting right now and the other coins are gaining. We can read this whole article and talk about the yada yada nonsense that they're blathering on about. Honestly, who wrote this? Honestly, whoever's in charge of these copies on Forbes, go fire this fool. Maybe not fire him. Maybe demote him. I don't know. I read the whole thing. Like, what is this last line? This last line. Where is this? Distributed coins belong to the mass, to maths, and undistributed crypto coins to man. What? Who wrote this? Who wrote this? What is this nonsense? So if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, this guy basically wrote this whole article on Forbes about crypto, and he excluded every pre-mined coin. This is the list he put on. This is the list he put together. This is his super list, and he's talking about there's some good points of data here. There's some good points of data. He has liquidity over there on the right, so you can see liquidity of Bitcoin 57%, liquidity of Ethereum 20%, liquidity of Ethereum Classic 6%, pretty crazy. Liquidity of Litecoin 4%, liquidity of Bitcoin Cash 5%. We're still talking about why XRP is in the red and all the other coins in the top 10 are in the green. And you're like, well, Cardano and Stella are in the green and they're pre-mined. Shh. Shh. Trying to talk right now, okay? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, Monero, all these coins that they list are only mined. They're only mineable. So reality is, some people still think that if you can't mine a coin, it's not a real coin. That's literally what this list is saying. They're saying, like, they didn't put XRP on here because you can't mine it. He's saying it's not true crypto. I've seen plenty of arguments back and forth on XRP on Twitter about this, about people saying, well, there's no value in XRP because it's not being mined. It's not, there's no value, there's no intrinsic value to your token because we're creating value when we're mining Bitcoin with our miners. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's nonsense. That's honestly one of those things that you can look at when you go and look at arguments and debates. Boiling things down to these simplified principles is really easy to like sift through nonsense, to sift through BS, right? Like, what are you guys talking about? Value is not created because you spent a huge amount of energy creating these coins, right? Like, if there's possibly the same process of prevention of double spending and prevention of it's not, as long as the Byzantine fault tolerance is high enough and you have the probability that you can, maintain assurance of this trustless governance, then in reality, why would it be better to spend more energy and more money and more time mining coins? It doesn't make sense. So this is a great indicator. This article right here on Forbes, Who Killed Satoshi, a great indicator. The whole article talks about how the only real cryptos are the ones you can mine. And then he gives this list of these cryptos you can mine. So if you're wondering, like, well, what's happening? Well, there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of people who have no clue what they're talking about that are real loud. A lot of people who have no clue what they're talking about that are real loud. And that's okay. XRP's at 40 cents. As soon as this video is over, I'm buying another chunk of XRP. I'm going to buy XRP every day. It's under 40 cents until it's not. That's what I told myself I was going to do. I've said it might go down to 38. It might go down to 35. It might go to 28. I know my boy in here, Maurice, always says it's not going to go below 40 cents, and I respect that. I respect that belief, and I agree. 40 cents is a great start point, and in reality, every position you can get in below 40 cents is great in my mind. Again, because people still don't understand this tech. They don't understand the technology. They don't understand the benefits of it, and that's fine. That's potentially just fine for me. So we're back on CoinMarketCap, and we're looking at volume. Did you guys see Ethereum Classic volume? Ethereum Classic volume is up above EOS. Up above EOS. Ethereum Classic volume is right under Ethereum. I took a screenshot of it yesterday, and we talked about this happening. They're saying they're going to launch Ethereum Classic on Coinbase today. I just checked. It's not live yet, but it's definitely, 20% up since 3 or 4 days ago when it was at $15, and we knew this was going to happen. And you can see, even though there was a 4-day period, this is such a great analogy. This is so great that we have this data right here for us to see. We had a 4-day period where we're at $15. $15, you could have gone and bought 10 for $150, and you would have made $50. You could have bought 100 for $1,500. You would have made $500 inside the 3 days. Why did everyone wait? Why did everyone wait a day or two for the price to go up to buy in? Why did they do that? That's what I'm asking you. Why did they? Because it's a psychological trick. It's a psychological game. They knew at $15 it was possibly going to go up in the next 3 or 4 days, and no one bought it until it hit $17, $18, and they chased it to 19, and then now it's at 19.36. Is it possible? Yeah. XRP grind. I bought some too. It was an easy $500. You put in, you buy $1,500 worth, and you literally made $500 on FOMO. And then that was crazy to look at. What's crazy to look at here is that potentially you could make money again when it drops, when it bounces, and when it's released in the new market. It might have another run. It might literally hit a run just from being released. And yeah, XRP grind, you're right. The Robinhood release yesterday really helped that run. And then looking again today, when it comes live, will it hit another run exposed to a new market? Will it hit another drop? A lot of possibilities there. Ethereum Classic too. I want to do a video about Ethereum Classic because there's a history there that I think people don't know about. We talked about it in one of the live streams, looking at the DAO hack and what happened with that whole thing. Potentially an easy $500 in 4 days, and that's a great indicator. That's a really strong indicator to see why people are at 40 cents with XRP. 40 cents at XRP. Ethereum Classic sat at $15 4 or 5 days before it was going to be listed. They announced it was going to be listed, and people still didn't get into it. People knew it was going to go up. They still didn't get into it until like yesterday or the day before. What is happening with this? It's just psychological. It's just people being manipulated by these markets is what it is. So there's a literal pull. There's a psychological pull happening, and I see it. The other day I saw someone in the live stream saying like, I can't do it anymore. They were like, thanks KFN, you're great. I can't hodl anymore. I'm out of XRP. I was on Twitter yesterday and I saw someone tweet at me. They're like, I can't hodl anymore. I bought at 70 cents and now it's 40 and I'm so mad. Or I could have sold at 3. I didn't, blah, blah, blah. The biggest regret you'll ever make in your life is selling a coin right now. Selling a coin right now at 90% loss, the biggest thing you'll ever regret. Honestly, I promise. Just don't sell. Just go watch my video, What If Cryptos Fail, to convince you not to sell. It literally compiles all the averages of the bull and the bear markets over and over again. Average bear market, 30% loss. Average bull market, 300% gain. 300% gain. So look at the volume of Ethereum Classic. The Ethereum Classic volume's way up. People didn't get into it until they basically knew it was going up. Same thing's going to happen to XRP. Drop back into the market cap list. XRP, 40 cents, down 3%. People are bailing because they just don't know. People are bailing because you just don't know.
Got a $50 donation from someone who said, buy 100 XRP on your stream right before it
Really?
dropped. Is that dude here?
Really? Wow, I didn't know that. I literally had no idea. Thank you so much, Clara B. Thank you so much for telling me that someone donated $50, and thank you for donating $5. It means a lot. How are you today? How is Clara B. Snowden doing today? They said buy 100 XRP on my stream right before it dropped. That's awesome. Was that before or after I said I was going to buy XRP today too? I've literally been busting my ass driving for Lyft and working all my jobs and still trying to keep my videos up because I love you guys. But literally setting up a huge chunk, waiting for this moment, waiting for this day. 40 cents XRP, buy. Buying. Thank you so much. Whoever dropped that $50 donation and I didn't get to say thank you and hoorah, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. So, did you guys say who that was? Do you guys know who that was? Sold all my XLM for XRP. XRP is being sold to get into Ethereum Classic and profit and get back into XRP. I think I saw some people asking about that yesterday. They were like, should I sell my XRP and get into Ethereum Classic? And I was like, I don't know. That sounds really dangerous to me. And then so I didn't do that. I just turned more fiat into more Ethereum and then turned that Ethereum into Ethereum Classic. And then, after this, I'm probably going to just go move some money from a wallet and buy more XRP. Buy more XRP is really my goal, honestly. And I think one of you guys asked, how much do I have? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you how many I have. Potentially, I think it's great if you guys want to share how much you have, et cetera, et cetera. The bigger you have, the bigger your digital presence in the world, I think the easier it is for you to be a target. So most of the time, I just want you guys to know I don't have anything. Like, I have nothing at all. I have no coins. No coins. Do not worry about how many coins I have. So potentially, I know you guys said in the past, like Alex Kopp said, 10K is a good minimum, and I was like, that's a horrible idea. Alex Kopp said buy 10,000 XRP minimum before you buy any other altcoins, and I was like, I don't know about that. I think I said something like that sounds crazy, but honestly, just listen to Alex Kopp. He's right. I might not say this too many times in my life. Alex Cobb's right. You should get 10,000 XRP. 10,000 XRP would 11,360 XRP would be you'd be a millionaire at $88 per XRP. And $88 per XRP seems really legit. It seems possible. 88 seems like a really good number. I like 88 is a good number, and it's right under 100. 100 seems pretty chill for an XRP per XRP. Looking forward years from now. Did he say 3,000 XRP? I don't know. I don't know what he says. I don't get to go watch enough videos. I wish I could watch more of you guys' videos. Honestly, 10,000, 3,000, whatever. Whatever, that sounds good. Get you some thousands. Get you some thousies. I thought someone said he did say 10K. I don't know. That just makes sense if you're gonna hold 11,360 of them, and if it not times. If it goes up to $88, that's like a milli, right? It's just 1 milli. It's close. It's right under a milli. So that's not that much money. That's not that much money, guys. And if you spend it like you're a superstar, you will be broke. Abe Lincoln, broke. Ronda Rousey, broke. Busta Rhymes, broke. Burt Reynolds, broke. Don't be Burt Reynolds, okay? Sure. Wesley Snipes, broke. Lauryn Hill, broke. I'm telling you, all these people it's so funny. This system just burns through them. It just burns through these people. It literally grinds them up and spits them out. Do not let that happen to you. Do not get sucked into the facade. Do not get sucked into the facade. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to yourself. Sometimes we get stuck comparing ourselves to others. We get stuck comparing ourselves to others. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself, right? Place yourself on a measurement or a metric system against yourself. That's about it. And in reality, maybe someone else has 100,000 XRP. You focus on how many you can get. Maybe someone else has, a million views per video. Maybe you focus on your videos and what you're doing. I'm looking at making another video soon that's going to be like launch your YouTube channel, because a couple people asked me about that, and I respect that. I think I respect anyone that wants to make a channel. I appreciate you all. So, looking through the news really quick, burning through the little headlines that we have today. Robinhood adds Ethereum Classic to crypto trading app. We know that. We have links to get into Robinhood if you guys haven't already. Thank you for whoever joined yesterday. I got a free Zynga stock, and I don't know what you got, but that's awesome. Thank you so much. Again, free to sign up for Robinhood crypto trading, and you get a free stock using my link. And they added Ethereum Classic yesterday, which I actually had like $1 for some reason. I had $1 left over in my account from I couldn't spend it on a stock. Stock you can't buy micro portions of. Stock you have to buy the whole share one at a time. So I had like $1 left over in my crypto Robinhood crypto app, and I bought $1 worth of Ethereum Classic on there, and I think I made like 20 cents in that run. I actually bought a lot more on Binance, but Robinhood app adds Ethereum Classic a day before Coinbase. Kind of smart. My Binance is still open. We don't want that. We don't want this. We don't want this. We looked at this article. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, etc., etc., etc. All these are mineable coins. Every single one of these coins they think is a legitimate cryptocurrency because it can be mined, and they have the liquidity, etc. on the side. You can see the liquidity for Ethereum Classic is pretty good. It's better than Litecoin, better than Bitcoin Cash, but still the liquidity of XRP, the liquidity of Ethereum and Bitcoin are the only things up there comparably probably to XRP, which is not even on this list. So Hard to say. Wall Street Bitcoin ETF decision could answer $1 billion question. I wish I knew the answer to your $1 billion question seriously. That's what Gabor Grubachs, director of digital asset strategy at New York-based investment management firm Von Eck, said. The company has been making headlines as of late for a proposed Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. Exactly as we've been saying, a lot of this stuff, we're kind of in this weird still point. We're basically like the Bitcoin Superstore. We're trying to like figure out like, should we do something in this interim? Should we make use of this interim, or should we just wait patiently and do some meditation? It's hard to say. Bitcoin Superstore, again, looking to make use of this intermediary time. The interim, they're going to become an intermediary for people who want to spend their fiat right now. I think Bitcoin Superstore is literally just going to like spend. They literally are just spending fiat on these goods, taking these people's crypto, and then sending them their products. That's literally what I think is happening. So, interesting. It's an interesting business model. Honestly, it's a pretty interesting business model. I thought about it too. I thought about that like 6 months ago. I was like, man, someone could literally just like create an interim where if you wanted to buy something for them with fiat and they pay you in crypto, because there's a lot of people that probably want to spend their crypto if they have a good chunk of crypto. But there's not really that many people in a year from now. I don't know if that store is going to be anything. Like there's not nobody in a year when you have your Wirex card and you can just use your crypto anywhere. Why would I go to Bitcoin Superstore? It doesn't make any sense. And why would I pay 2% to them? You know, Wirex card I think has no fees. BitPay card I think also is like 2% or something. So, buy a vet. Google what I typed. What did you type? Vanilla flips homes in Florida. Is that like a story of him being poor? Vanilla Ice, is he poor now? Is he a real estate agent? What up, what up, what up? Yeah, no, definitely. You're right. You're waiting for the Coinbase bump, XRP grind. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. What interview? Stuart XRP, what interview are you asking me about? Iron's cool. I think, honestly, any commodity is cool. Any commodity is cool. What about Neo? I like Neo.
It's time to OHMMMM.
Oh.
HODL, you fools.
HODL, you fools. I like that one. I like that one. If we all buy 5,000 XRP, we break 42 cents. Is that what you're saying? You think we should do that right now? Everyone buy. Everyone buy! So, what's happening with this ETF decision? We're just in this huge interim. Everyone's still waiting for possibilities to move forward, and XRP drop below its support level. That's right. XRP dropped below its support level. And everyone's wondering why. Everyone was panicking. People were literally sending me messages on Twitter because I made that tweet yesterday that's like, XRP will be #1 cryptocurrency by 2019 end of year. If not, I will pay every single person that retweets this 10,000 drops. That got retweeted a whole lot. At the same time, people were commenting at me, XRP crashing. XRP's going down. XRP's crashing. Yeah, I know. I told you it was going to do that a month ago. I'm not surprised. Like, you guys messaging me with like exclamation marks, like I'm going to be surprised about something I said was going to happen. Really? Really? Oh, all the things I said was going to happen are happening right now, and you guys are surprised. Tell me more. Tell me more about what's happening. Yeah, so Ripple price decline. Again, seeing the possibility that there's a couple people probably like right now in this room that are listening to me, and they're like, nope, I'm out. There's a couple people, I guarantee you there's probably like 1 or 2 people in this room right now that are on the fence of XRP right now. All the information coming in, all the news coming in, all the good articles, all the good partnerships and correlations, the Google development kit with ILP, the partnerships and the ICE with NSCs, base currency, XRP the base, all these things, all this news coming in, and I guarantee you, someone's sitting in this room right now going, I'm jumping ship. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of XRP. I can't do it. And that's potentially fine. That's their choice. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So really, you got to understand that like there's not going to be a big reward if there wasn't a big risk. David Schwartz says this, and I say it all the time. You can't expect 100 times return if everyone's already in it, right? You can't expect it to go up times 100 if everyone's already in it. So potentially, yeah, there's a real reality to the possibility that people will still be letting go. People will still be letting go of their XRP, even with me yelling right now how amazing it is. They just don't listen. They're just gonna be like, nah, Kung Fu crazy. He got these orange glasses on. I don't trust him. I don't trust anyone with orange glasses. okay, fine. So thinking about other top coins I like, Cardano has some really good news coming out. Cardano and Stellar doing pretty good, honestly. In the top 10. They're in the top 10. Like, how much more can you really say, like, wow, to a coin that most of the community still doesn't even think's real? Most of the community still thinks, like, pre-mined coins are not real cryptocurrencies, but yet they are in the top 10. They're above Tron. So, potentially, I know some of you guys in the room might be thinking, like, I can't do it. I'm letting go. XRP just went up. It went up a cent. It's at 41 cents now. Or it went up like point something. We got 180 people in the room. Smash that like button. Just smash the like button, guys. Give me a smash. I look at the article this morning, thinking about XRP turning every single one of us into millionaires. Let's say it turned. Someone yesterday asked me on my video, how many people are in XRP? And I think it's like 589,000 or something. Let's say every single person in this stream, let's say times 10. Let's say 1,000, 1,800 people. Let's say we all became millionaires. How many of us would actually be able to balance our checkbook and not overspend? Balance our checkbook and not overspend. I'm not calling out any names. I'm not saying any of us can or can't. I think that there's a reality to the importance that we might be literally we might be aware of how much potential that money has for us. So maybe if you have an addictive personality and you're thinking like maybe I won't be able to control myself, maybe learn some self-control now. Maybe learn some self-control now. If you have real bad eating habits or drinking habits or real bad health issues, don't wait till you're rich to throw money at the problem. Fix that problem now. With hard work, with ingenuity, with determination, and with skill. Skill you develop over time and effort. And you know what? You know what skill over time with effort is? It's Kung Fu. That's right. We never say that. We never say anything about Kung Fu in our channel, but Kung Fu, if you translate it, it's not all about this hi-ya chop stuff. Kung Fu is anything you put time and effort into over a long period of time. Anything you put time and effort into continuously for a long period of time, that is your Kung Fu. You practice Kung Fu every day. It's just a different form. Some people have coding Kung Fu. Some people have, baseball, skill Kung Fu. I don't know. Literally every single thing that you can be good at is a practice. It's a refinement. It's a refinement of your hard work and determination over time. So, like your ability to day trade could be Kung Fu. Your ability to negotiate in a meeting, or your ability to understand and interpret law, or whatever it is, whatever your Kung Fu is. It's literally, just like Nicholas is saying, it's whatever you do every day. It's what you do every day. It's what you get better at. It's what you refine. So a lot of times, if you're not taking the time to be mindful of what you're doing, then you can't refine it, right? There's a saying I like that says 10,000 hours to mastery. 10,000 hours to mastery. People used to always ask me, like, how long have you practiced Kung Fu for? And they're expecting like some kind of year increment. But in reality, like, I could practice for 10 years, or I could practice for 4 years, and they could have the exact same amount of hours that I worked, right? So I could say, I've been practicing Kung Fu my whole life. If I've never actually put in over 10,000 hours, then I'm probably not even close to a master. If I've been practicing Kung Fu 8 hours a day for 4 years, and I've put in over 10,000 hours, then that's probably more likely I'm a degree closer to a master than anyone below 10,000 hour skill set. So 10,000 hours to mastery. What are you mastering? What are you practicing? What are you mindful of, and what are you refining? Those are the things I think are important to look at, even outside of crypto, even outside of your finances. Like, what are you mastering right now? What are you doing right now? Are you refining it? Are you getting better at it? Are you mindfully improving? Mindfully improving. Yeah, One Punch Man workout, Tory Oaks. The One Punch Man workout. Is that what you're talking about? So, looking at volume, Ethereum Classic still right under Ethereum, above EOS. Inside change, 24 hours, you have Wan Chain and Pundi and BAT at the top. Ethereum Classic's pretty close in the top 6, and dropping in the red, number 1 is IOTA. The reality, too, with some of the news that we're looking at today, we have the WSJ, Organized Crypto Trading Groups, manipulated markets to make $825 million in 2018. There's just a lot of news coming out on both sides of the fence. People, you can still see positioning yesterday. Jamie, whatever his name is, talking about how he's now he's not supporting crypto. You can see this right here. You can't beat them, join them. U.S. Congress holding cryptos. Back and forth. It's back and forth. Back and forth every day. Every day back and forth. So, did you guys see this? I thought this was kind of interesting. It was in the headlines, and I don't really know much about it. I just saw this. You guys ever play that game, No Man's Sky? Do you guys ever Do you ever play this game? Sometimes I really don't know if you guys are like talking to you yourselves or you're answering my questions. What are you guys chatting about? Cheeseburgers. I told my son that if we get the BT's prices, we'll be the richest people in the world. Richest people for a 100-mile radius. That's true. That's true. Richest people in the world is cool too. One Punch. Blank stare. Blank stare. No, it had horrible reviews. Legit game, never bought it. Okay, there we go. Finally some responses. Have you seen the game but not played it? I've played the game. Apparently, they've hidden, looking for some free Bitcoin, a pair of planets on the No Man's Sky action survival game is hiding 0.004 BTC. Wow, that's not even worth looking for, is it? How much is that? How much is that? $777. That's like $28. That's not even worth looking for. Wow. Okay, anyway, so looking at this tweet, the current probability less than 1 million daily active users of cryptocurrency. If we exclude pure speculation and passive holding, which use case will be first to take us over 10 million active daily users? And gaming is not number 1. Remittance and peer-to-peer payments is. Remittance and peer-to-peer payments. Gaming, collectibles, gambling, all not in first place. Not in first place. So even though I've said before, like, we need some games, even though we've said before, like, we need some, more things developed on XRP, potentially that's what that video we did yesterday is looking at. The Google Developer Pack, the partnership to let them start letting DAs, Hyperledger partnership, let people build out on top of ILP, which again would lend to the support of a lot of cryptocurrencies, a lot of public chains. That's what that entire video was about yesterday. That video said literally. What did I say in it? I literally said the possibility for those Google developers to have access to that is so big. Like, it's such a huge step for them to have access to that, to build on top of it. And they said that Blythe Master said her intention is to build on top of whatever works. So public blockchain, public ledger, or anything, whatever works. So that's pretty exciting to look at. Still waiting for either or. I'm excited about either or. Swiss bank Murky Baumann will service cryptocurrency firms, removing a major industry pain point. Swiss bank Murky Baumann, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Murky Baumann will offer accounts to cryptocurrency firms. That's because the second Swiss bank, the Zurich-based private bank, has agreed to form banking partnerships with cryptocurrency firms, solving a major pain point for companies that operate in this industry. The news was first reported by financial publication. So that's pretty exciting too. Again, back and forth with the news. You never know for sure what side they're going to weigh in on until the numbers come through. Obviously their actions speak way larger than words. Looking at the Bitcoin ATMs, I thought this was kind of fun to look at. The average installation speed's about 8 ATMs every day. 8 ATMs every day. So the ATMs distributed around the world for Bitcoin. Pretty exciting. No big deal. And this is kind of exciting. Ethereum-powered insurer Nexus is winning over blockchain skeptics. Again, back and forth. Not really sure, if they even know what they're positioning themselves to do. They're ready for either one. They're ready to use it or to not use it. They're ready to use it or to not use it. And let's look at this. Apps. This app makes writing Ethereum smart contracts super easy. Now everyone can write smart contracts. So an app released basically giving the ease of use to write smart contracts. No big deal. No big deal. Ease of use, writing smart contracts. What does this really mean, though, when we know Codius? I made that video, Stefan Thomas Codius Explained, because he really does a great job of simply explaining the possibilities of Codius, the possibilities of the ILP, and the possibilities of the compounding interest in XRP because of the ILP's focus on interoperability. But what does that mean when you look at something like this? This app makes writing Ethereum smart contracts super easy, perhaps too easy. We're still, like I was saying earlier in the video, we're still in this weird interim phase where people are still jumping on, like I just said this maybe 2 streams ago, people are still building out tokens. Like I just saw a company launch here in Austin that was like, we're doing crypto. It's going to be amazing. We're the best. And then I looked and they're launching an ERC20 token. And I'm like, ooh, like how much longer is that going to be a standard of the industry? Not much longer. How much longer will that be a standard of the industry? Probably right up until all the basic wallets cover ERC20s, and then all of a sudden it'll become irrelevant. It'll become irrelevant. Potentially, we can see this still happening. People not really understanding Codius, people not really understanding the smart contracts launched on Ethereum and Codius, the difference and what that means, and potentially still seeing a lot of enterprise solutions built out on Ethereum, maybe potentially as a test net or as the final solution. We're not sure. But again, looking at the article yesterday, but is it XRP? That video, but is it XRP? Talking about the reality that the DA, the digital asset company with Blythe Masters, is literally handing over this developer toolkit to the ILP. They're literally just like handing over the developer toolkit to any Google partner to the ILP. So what does that mean? Is this even a thing? Is this even a thing? Ethereum smart contracts made easy. It's hard to say what's really happening with that. It's obvious that we still see a lot of different companies and big names in the space jockeying back and forth for position. They're always ready to shift sides to make a new allegiance, it seems like, depending on what the trend of the times is. So potentially those of you guys that have made your allegiances and then made your choices and you've been holding these coins for a long time, all I can say is be patient. All I can say is be patient and hodl. There's not a lot happening right now as far as bad news. But there's no reason to let go of coins. There's no reason to be like, well, like there's no detrimental news that's broken that's making people sell. That's not happening. People are just losing faith slowly, kind of like cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. There's a bunch of information saying it's great, it's going to happen. Goldman Sachs is going, JP Morgan Chase is going, NYSE is going, ICE is going, and then at the same time, CEO Jamie of Goldman Sachs says, nah, don't do it. Don't do it. Someone else says, nah, don't do it. Warren Buffett says it's not going to happen. It's a scam. So there's a form of cognitive dissonance here. There's a disconnect between the real utility of these coins and the real possibility of their price, and the fact right now that the misinformation being provided is mostly reactive. Most of the information is very reactive. So I thought this was interesting to look at, and I did this not necessarily because I want to just cause trouble, but because I think it's important to look at. Hey, look, here's my Twitter. Go follow me. It's going to be sweet. I'll make great tweets. Anyway, new video. Biggest news of the year for XRP and Bitcoin. This was kind of like setting up like, well, we have a lot of good news, but everything's dropping. Why? Then this video. New video up. But is it XRP? If you guys haven't watched that, that's the video that probably should have been posted maybe early this morning, because it probably would have gotten a better launch. It probably would have gotten more views right away if I launched it early this morning, but I decided I don't care. I posted it last night just to get it out for you guys that would watch it last night. So if you guys haven't watched this video, it came out late last night, but is it XRP? Talking about the Blythe Masters looking into her digital asset company and their partnership with Google and their developer kit. So potentially, I said that. I put that out there. But I also did this. I also put out this question. No. I put this out. It's not going to let me see it unless I log in. Okay, fine. Fine. I'll log in. I put this out yesterday as well.
Cognitive dissonance. I-L-I-K-E-Y, the big words. Give me more.
Thank you. I appreciate the support. Clara B. You're funny. You make me laugh. XRP will be the #1 cryptocurrency by market cap. This I put out because I thought it was an interesting tweet. I said, yeah, hilarious. Let's see. I believe it'll be #1 by market cap by 2019. I think it'll be 2019. When I made this tweet, majority of people put their vote into 2018. 36%. Then, right after that, I made a tweet that said, I think it's going to happen in 2019. So 2018 had the highest vote on my chart. And then I made this tweet that says, I think it'll be #1. If not, I will pay every single person 10,000 drops that retweets this. Now, it's kind of funny because, one, I don't think people realize I said 10,000 drops. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that are into XRP understood I said 10,000 drops. Right now, with 358 retweets, even if I'm wrong, I will only have spent 3.58 XRP because I'm only sending 10,000 drops is 0.01. 10,000 drops is 0.01. So potentially, I thought this was fun to do, and I was wondering if I would have an influence on the graph. So I put up this question. I said, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen 2018 in the year, 2019, 2020, 7%? Never. 2018 had a majority of the votes, like 40 or 50% were in 2018, until I made the tweet that said, I think 2019, and then it got retweeted a bunch. So my point being, there's a degree of soft power that we each have. And in reality, a lot of our information is provided by the group. This is a soft term. This is a soft example of groupthink. I do probably have a lot of influence in this space because I do make a lot of videos about this subject. But anyone that has influence in this space probably has an equal ability to do some type of sway like this. And looking at this first article, the one that kind of I think is really dumb, the one that I really don't like that much, Clem Chambers talking about all these coins that aren't real cryptos unless you can mine them. How knowledgeable is he? He has an influence in this space. He's causing influence right now with his article posted by Forbes, and his boss supporting his copy is helping increase this possibility of influence. I don't know. I don't really know if I like this guy's article that much. I definitely don't like his data. And my point being is there's a lot of potential information that's real and misinformation at the same time, the same dang time. So it's hard to look through and see what's really happening. And potentially, I think that's why it's interesting to understand the technology. If you can have a conversation with me about blockchain technology and about the ILP and about the miners incentive and about the Byzantine fault tolerance, and if you can talk to me about the Byzantine general solution, then I think you're prepared to make some choices on your own. You might be intelligent enough to make choices on your own. And in reality, you are. And in reality, you are worthy of understanding these things and understanding these choices. So potentially, don't listen to Forbes or me or anybody else. Don't listen to some random person. Look at the information, look at the reality, look at the tech, look at the partnerships, look at who's building bridges and who's developing a strong team, who's going to be here tomorrow. Who's going to be here tomorrow. So I think that there's a reality to the misinformation that's happening still. I talked to someone yesterday who's really into crypto. I think I gave him a ride when I was Lyft driving, and we were chatting about crypto, and he was like super into Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, and he's mining and all these things. And honestly, I think we started chatting, and I told him how much I like XRP and why, and he was really receptive. He was really receptive to the information, which is surprising because sometimes you run into like Ethereum or Bitcoin maximalists, and they're like, I'm not listening to anything else. But we were having a conversation, and I realized in that moment, like, there's a lot of people that they're smart enough to realize when information comes along that makes sense to them, they listen. They listen. When information comes along that shows why something is a better refinement, when people understand like why a blockchain can get better, that's a real conversation that I like to have. And I think we're all still having it. I feel like sometimes if you notice, we do say a lot of the same things in our live streams because we're just in this still point right now where we need to remind ourselves, figure out how to balance your checkbook, figure out how to take care of whatever internal issues you're having before you're a millionaire, figure out how to like manage your finances so you don't go broke after you make $1 million, figure out how to really pay attention to these small, minute things that you want to not pay attention to right now. Right now is the opportunity to pay attention to them. In 6 months when things get hectic and bull runs start happening, maybe you'll have wished you've already taken care of some of these small projects or small issues. So you have an interim period. You have a chance right now to maybe reposition yourself, let go of some failing altcoins. 90% of altcoins are going to die. 90% of altcoins are going to die. So I like to go and look and see, what possibly could XRP do that these other coins I used to hold said they can do as well. So like letting go of coins that I think will no longer be useful or served moving forward, and looking at repositioning yourself in coins that make sense. As I said earlier in the video, thank you, whoever it was that donated $50 earlier. That is huge. Thank you so much. And that will add $50 more to the $500 I was going to already purchase more XRP with. So thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Again, I'm excited about making this big purchase right after this video. And I should have done it before the video because it was at 40 cents and now we're at 41 cents. But as I promised myself, I think honestly, 40 cents, 41 cents and under, I'm just going to keep buying every day I can. And that's all we're going to do. I know that there's probably a lot more information I can look at with some pairings and with the XRP charts and stuff. But unfortunately, I have to get back to grinding, and I've got to get back to work. So that was all we're going to do. That's all we're going to do. Lots of exchanges are in the works, etc. Yeah, I agree. What do I think about ADA and Codius? That's a really good question. Most people probably haven't even started to understand the possibility of Codius to be interoperable with other blockchains. I think ADA and Codius is really exciting. I think Ethereum and Codius is really exciting. I think Codius, period, is really exciting. And I really don't understand potentially all the in and outs of Codius. And there's some changes that happened to my host that I need to fix and stuff. So a lot of stuff that I'm trying to stay up to date with and keep myself in the know. So potentially a lot of exciting things for Codius in general. If you're using Codius with ADA, how does that affect XRP, etc., etc.? That's why I've been saying get some ADA too. Again, ADA is only at 13 cents, but I'm pretty sure everyone's excited about XRP under 40 cents. And I again said this was going to happen, so I'm not too surprised. But if you're surprised and you're worried, don't be worried. Don't be surprised. It's okay. We're in it together. I'll hold your hand. Here we are. That's all we're going to do. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. If you haven't already, don't forget, click the like button. smash the like button. Give me a smash on the like. Click the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Say what's up. If you want into Robinhood, we have this free stock, free $5 stock if you sign up for Robinhood with my link. If you guys want a Ledger Nano and you wanted to get into Binance, all those links are in the description. If you guys asked me about the beats I used in the beginning, it's Gertie Beats. Gertie Beats. Links are also in the description. So go ahead and check him out. He's really cool. A lot of good stuff. And as always, thanks a bunch. Thanks a bunch. You're all amazing and beautiful. And Crypto Bird Dog, hearts. Hearts to you too, Crypto Bird Dog. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to do I have a special video coming out at 10K. Special video coming out at 10K for you guys. I've got some more vlogs coming out. Some more XRP vids. All the good things. Don't forget, you're beautiful and amazing just how you are. All of you are. I appreciate it. Farewell. Until I see you next time, have a great day. Until then.